Hey everyone, good morning. James Azar here with the CyberHub Podcast for your daily Practitioner Brief. I hope you're ready for a very extensive Practitioner Brief today. The kickoff to Black Hat is off, and virtual Black Hat it is. No Vegas, no sun, no pool parties, no conversations that I really get to enjoy when I attend Black Hat and DEF CON. But nonetheless, it's the reality of 2020 and the crazy time that it's been going on. Before we get into our practitioner brief, go to our website, cyberhubpodcast.com, right here below on our video on YouTube. Or if you're listening on your favorite podcast listening platform, subscribe for our practitioner brief. You get the PDF that I talk about right here today, with all the links to all the reference materials, everything you need, including patching documentation, alerts, everything you could want in order to be able to safely execute our practitioner brief within your organizations, review it, and make the appropriate decisions based on the structure and architecture of your security program in your organization or even in your personal lives. A lot to talk about today, so let's get right into it. Again, cyberhubpodcast.com. And let's get into a Facebook plugin bug that lets cyber criminals hijack WordPress sites chat. So Facebook does have a plugin for Facebook chat within WordPress sites. WordPress being the most popular website, essentially software out there. It's what there's millions and millions of WordPress sites out there today. In a report published by WordFence's threat intel team, threat analyst Chloe Chamberlain says that the high severity authenticated options changed the vulnerability with a 7.4 CVSS base scoring rating. This was discovered on June 26th of this year. Facebook's security team has addressed the flaw with a release of version 1.6 of the chat on July 28th, roughly a month after they responded to WordFence's initial report. On websites running the vulnerable version of the Facebook chat plugin, where low-level authenticators and attackers can connect their own Facebook Messenger account and engage in chat with visitors. This is an inconvenience. This could be used as a redirect for clientele who think they're buying something from your site. Predominantly, we always talk about small businesses. Well, small businesses predominantly operate in the WordPress site. So we all know people who have their own e-commerce site. If they're using the Facebook chat plugin, make sure they update it. Most big organizations don't, and I've seen this alert and I've already handled it, but smaller businesses do need this. So send this over to them. Make sure that they get this plugin updated so that their business doesn't suffer at the hands of criminals. An Iranian hacker group becomes the first known APT to weaponize DNS-over-HTTPS. A big deal here, folks. So, Oil Rig, a known APT out of Iran, is the first publicly known threat actor to incorporate the DNS-over-HTTPS protocol in its attacks. This, according to a report from Kaspersky. This was done in a webinar. The link to the webinar is available on our PDF on our website, cyberhubpodcast.com, or the link below if you're listening on the audio version of the podcast. According to DS, oil rig operators began using a new utility called DNS Exfiltrator as part of their intrusion into hacked networks. The DNS Exfiltrator is an open source project available on GitHub, also linked on our PDF. You can go there and read all about it. DNS over HTTPS, the DoH protocol, has been very controversial. Oil Rig, also known as APT34, are the first to really weaponize this and start to begin activities over it. Something to really pay attention to, especially as we get closer to the DoH, and there's been a ton of discussion around whether or not this change should really happen. Our third story here of the day, folks, is a cluster of 295 Chrome extensions caught hijacking Google and Bing search results. Of those 295, 245 were simplistic utilities that had no other function than to apply a custom background for Chrome new tap page. So if you people within your organization are using Chrome and have a bunch of extensions, the list is available on again our PDF, cyberhubpodcast.com. If you're not there, just go there and take a look at it. disable those. The users do have to manually uninstall it from their browsers and do a reset. Other stories you'll find on the Practitioner Brief today is Twitter could face a $250 million FTC fine over improper data use. The FBI issues an alert saying networks exposed to attacks due to Windows 7 end of life, and why Flash player removal should be a priority for organizations. All available on our PDF at cyberhubpodcast.com. That's it for our Practitioner Brief today, folks. Enjoy virtual Black Hat. I know I'll be there. I hope you will be there as well. Look forward to connecting and speaking to people. Just book some time. Let's get some FaceTime together and have a discussion. Obviously, it's not the same like every other year, but nonetheless, it's still Black Hat, and there's some really interesting conversations that are going to be had while there. That's it for us here, folks. Today at the CyberHub Podcast, we'll be back with more tomorrow to wrap up this week. And one final message: our thoughts and prayers here at the CyberHub Podcast go to the people of Lebanon after the horrendous explosion that occurred yesterday in Beirut. That's taken the lives of so many people. The people of Lebanon are great people, hospitable, amazing. I've got many friends from that region and from that area. And we're praying for the safety of our friends and family there, obviously. And we hope that Lebanon is able to recover from this. So until tomorrow, folks, very, very important, but nonetheless, pray for the people of Lebanon and stay cyber safe.